Welcome to Magnet Marketers, our weekly live show where we break down the head, heart, and hand approach to building sustainable growth in your business. During each episode, we share actual client marketing best practice examples, strategies, and tactics that will help you generate real results. Our belief? A magnet always works better than being a bullhorn to attract, retain, and build your brand. Ready to dive into this week's Relationship Marketing Training Tuesday? Well, let's get started. Here's your host, Mike Gingrich and Jessica Phillips.
Oh my goodness. Hello, and welcome to this week Training Tuesday, live from Magnet Marketers, where our goal is always to help you become a magnet with your marketing versus being a bullhorn. And today we're talking all about Social Media Week Lima 2021. No, this is not going to all be a pitch on the event. We're really just talking about the theme of the event and why the theme of the event really, so even if you can attend, but we really want you to attend the event, you can at least understand the things that we believe are going to be pivotal for marketing today and moving forward. Hence the reason we're having them as topics in the theme with the topics for the event. So hopefully you have your note-taking skills ready so you can at least write down some of these things that we think will be big, as well as where you could join us in real life if you want to attend. So without further ado, if we've not met before, hello, my name is Jessica Phillips with Now Marketing Group in the Relationship Marketing System, where my goal is always to help inspire others to love more, give more, and be more through the art of authentic relating and using relationship marketing best practices in their brands to do so. And my awesome co-host, he's Mike Gingrich. He's the president of a web development and software firm, Digital Hill Multimedia, and also published author 5 times over, triathlete, runner, biker, and leading business blogger at MikeGingrich.com. How's it going, Mike?
Hey, Jessica. I'm doing well, and I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to talk about Social Media Week Lima, and particularly to look forward to it. I mean, that's just going to be wonderful. So I'm looking forward to diving in to talk about things today. It looks like we got some audience members joining in, and some of the crew, so that's good too.
I love it. Mike was trying to make me cry before we got started already on here, because Mike, you've been to Social Media Week Lima how many times already?
I think every time. So I mean, where are you at? 6?
Yeah, I think maybe the very first one we had at our office.
Yeah, that one. I wasn't at that one, but as soon as you went to the Hojo, I was there, and from then on. So So I told Jessica, I'll share with the group there. I said, I feel like just because of the whole COVID year that I feel like coming back this time is going to be like, an emotional event for me, just because the people, the coming together, the friends, the community in one spot that I just haven't done that. And so, that's, I get goosebumps.
I know, you're like, don't make me back on my video, Mike. No, but you're so spot on. And honestly, guys, we have this video that it's like, what makes this event different? Again, this isn't going to be all the pitch on it, but I do feel it's important to say why we're so passionate about this event and why we didn't have it last year is because what makes it amazing and giving goosebumps and me getting all choked up with talking about it is the people and the community and just the feeling. You cannot bottle up that feeling online. Granted, we're connected with each other and the group stays active, right? And the people are still maybe intertwined in our lives at some point, but it is a really, truly magical experience that happens in 2 days. And I love to say, I've just started saying the thing to explain is we're not your traditional event. And I know people may say that, but for real, it's not the same. I know I'm biased, right? But it's not the same because one, I feel again, the whole thing, magnet marketers, drawing in the right people that are your kind of people to this event is what we want to draw in. And that's why our topics aren't usually the ones that you're maybe going to see at every event, and the structure of it and how we lay it out is a little bit different. But honestly, like, give a shout out to John Flanagan on our team. He created this video because I was like, I want this video that shares, like, if you could share what it's like to be somewhere without being there, can we create that? And I think he did a great job of doing that. So I'm going to share this video, and then we'll be back to talk more about the event. And I hope it works, because that's the first time I'm doing it on StreamYard. Yeah. Let's see if we can do it and play it. Hopefully, maybe. Okay, let me do it again. Hold on. Oh, the audio is not playing.
There it is.
I'll start over.
Social Media Week Lima. I am so excited.
Your message is bigger than your product. What are they connecting with about us as a brand? What is our message that they're aligning with?
Absolutely love it. I've walked away with so many great ideas.
By far, the best run event that I've been to.
That's the key. Focusing on the people that you've already won, that already love you, and just empower them to want to do more.
Events like this really give us the opportunity to come together, to meet, to make connections, to build relationships that we can take forward and use 365 days a year.
Oh, y'all, I hate boring. It is my goal in life to make sure that y'all leave here with a plan.
We can't tell stories that matter until we understand that consumer. We understand how they feel. We need to care about each other. We need to care about our consumers, and we need to show we care in everything that we do.
Hey, yeah.
You are worthy of the challenge of being an entrepreneur. You are worthy of making the world a better place.
I had to mute myself because I'm like, oh my God, I have goosebumps. Like, for real. Like, that energy from each speaker, like, that's what it was like, right? We're like, how can we capture that in a minute and a half? And truly, the things that were shared there is what it's about. And I posted this on my Instagram yesterday, Mike, and I don't know if you've seen it, but I was like, really, we are in this era where people are not going to tolerate the fakers, the takers, the automators anymore, that it's time for this unfiltered connection that you can't fake, right? You can't automate. You cannot just go be a taker from someone else. Like, and it has to be something that's intertwined and at your core, that you have to have at the heart of who you are as an organization in order to make your marketing great, in order to keep your sales sustainable and your business growing. And that's really kind of the undertone of the theme. So you see the theme unfiltered, and what the tag with it is how to build community in a dark social world. Talked about dark social in here, about these conversations moving into the inbox and the data that's showing it. And we're seeing all of the social tools release these features that are bringing people more opportunity to create short moments, real people doing real things, and opportunities for having micro content, conversations, and sharing that vibe. So it has to be something that is at your core of who you are as an organization, because you can't fake it anymore. Like, people aren't going to do it, right? And that's the theme for this year, how to do that, right?
Yes, I mean, so I think, and one of the keys then is you got to talk about the who, just because with this event, and I think maybe related to the who is the availability of the who. So Jessica, you always put together such a tremendous speaker list, and what makes them tremendous is both their knowledge and their skill, but also their heart and availability. So that's what makes this unique in terms of a conference, in terms of an event. You're finding ways for that speaker group, to intertwine with the group, the audience, and that's kind of what I think it has a special, unique dynamic about it. And again, tremendous speaker lineup this year.
Thank you. Thank you. Like, so the goal with it is, and how we line things up, just to give kind of a backstory on how do we pick speakers, right? Like topics, there's so many things we could talk about, right? Like, you know, audio messaging, chatbots, AI, like the list is endless on what to talk about. And I said it on here again, and I try not to like be so repetitive, but it's not about the tool, it's about the technique. Yes, you do need to know the tools, but if you don't know for what purpose that you're going in with and the why and have that heart behind it, it doesn't matter what you're going to know all the wares to do it. You could get a YouTube video for that. There's YouTube, do that now. Get a YouTube video. They'll show you. You got 20,000 people that'll show you how to do whatever you want to try to do there. But what you need and what we need to have this community of understanding about is why the shift and the understanding of how do we need to approach what we're using, what we're saying on the tools, how we're showing up, how do we have a strategy behind it that's going to be that difference that makes the difference and create that emotion behind it where we get goosebumps, where I want to feel connected to it, right? And so back to my original thing on how it's lined up is that we pick the theme for the event, and then I try to open the day in which we are opening the day. So I'm going to share the lineup here, or you can just visit sociallima.com, but I'll share the agenda here if anyone is interested in checking it out and kind of who's there, because we will be talking about that here in a second. But we started out on understanding what the core concept definition is of the theme. So what does it mean to be unfiltered? What is dark social? How do you use it to build a community? So I'll be opening the day with just the understanding of the theme. And then I try to pair the speakers up to unfold that thing. So now that we know for what purpose and the why we need to have this understanding of here's where we're moving to. So like the last time we had the event was Craveable, how to build an irresistible brand, right? That keeps people coming back again and again. The year before that was Human Experience. The year before that, believe it or not, was Customers 2020. And then, so forth. But this year with Unfiltered, so I'll open it up with that. And then the next one is, because the whole premise of it is starting from the inside out. So then it's like, how do you build and get into your culture? So we have Laughing Love Bugs that's been on the show talking about the health and, the mindset. And then how do you integrate some things that are going to keep people feeling well? Because if you're not feeling good, you're not going to be aligned with sharing good that's going to create this experience. We need to create and tap into that emotion, that connection. And you can't fake it. You have to be there. So what can you do to do the work with your team? What does a good culture look like? And then moving in to one topic after another that's going to kind of play off that. So creating stories, like how do you kind of unpack all of that, right? Yeah. And then day 2 is the how-tos, right? So it's more into the what actions do I need to take now that I understand the why, the technique.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then table talks to really kind of get to work on it, get it going from there. So
yeah, so macro to micro, basically. I mean, so understanding kind of the big picture on those pieces, then some of the specific things. I know, we're talking about Twitter Spaces, all those kind of things that weren't there a year ago, all that kind of stuff, and then down to those table talks. That's where you're sitting at a table with often a speaker, someone with knowledge there, and 5 or 6 other business people, and you're swapping things, asking questions specific to your business. I mean, you can't get kind of better consulting than that right there.
Saving you a shit ton of money, but crap ton of money. Because you literally, so we're having times to rotate. So all the table talks will be lined up, and that's the end of the day 2, to where if you want to stay there and keep going, awesome. If you want to rotate and get another expert right there for you to answer your questions and show you the hows, awesome. But you can rotate. So there's all the table talk speakers to do that. And of course, there's moments in between for networking and talking there. Everyone's so approachable. We try to encourage, you feel it when you come in. but also there's some moments packed into kind of, if you're the most, introverted person, you're not feeling super comfortable with that kind of thing, that you don't feel that way when you're there. There's strategically, some of the booths and some of the people that we have as supporters of the event and sponsors, to where instead of just having like a booth with a table and the wares, or, and the what's, a brochure, that kind of stuff, it's all going to be immersive experiences. So a place to take a photo or do a game or to, do something that's interactive and that you'd want to share and create and make moments, and that's going to build that connection there, instead of just walking around with brochures and being, sold on stuff. Nobody wants that crap, right? So there's moments built in with some fun games and things to kind of make that connection, as well as the tables are all round tables. So it feels more connected too, versus like all kind of sitting side by side, where you don't feel like that connection with each other. So there's some strategy built into those elements. But I'd love to talk through our lineup on day one, if we just want to go through the list. So I've already shared first and second. I don't know if you want to share the one right after that on day one. I don't know if you have it in front of you. I don't want to put you on the spot. If not, I can share it.
Well, you covered laughing love bugs, and so Julia is going to be next. Julie's coming up there. How to be more human on social media in order to create connections. Julia, as you know, is heavily involved with the community management and now marketing group, and it's going to bring you an energy and a vibe. If you followed her on Instagram, you know that she's all about being more human. And so, and that's what's key in this. This, differentiating yourself, getting separating yourself from those automators, all those kinds of pieces. So I think that, she's just going to bring some energy and knowledge bombs that are going to be helpful in that.
Yes, yes, and yes. And she's like the queen of human. I love all the comments coming in. Julia rocks. Love JJS. Yes, yes, and yes. The unhighlight real girl. Amen to that. Yes, she's all about that. And that's what it's about, right? Like being real. Then we move on to Jonte Delane. He is new to Social Media Week Lima, so is Julia. But he is going to be talking about marketing in the new normal. What does it look like? When we say the new normal, right? Like post-COVID, like what does it really look like? Because I feel like that was the event, if we look at it from like the silver lining perspective, that kind of forced people to take this shift and say, yeah, people are going to be doing work from home in their basement. They might have their dog pop in, their kid pop in. We all are on this level playing field right now, experiencing the same world event that we have to understand and align with and be human, like Julia is going to talk about. But what does that look like in practice? And how do you do that? So that's going to be next.
Yep. Followed up in the morning with Craig Severinson, and Craig's title. Listen to this title: The Goldilocks Zone of Growth. How about that? How to evolve your offer and your marketing to attract your perfect clients. Okay, so not everybody's your perfect client, and you need to perhaps evolve your offer. So I think this, again, we're still talking pretty large strategy, but that's pretty practical as well. So I think that Craig is going to be bringing in some great information there. And Julie, you've had conversations with him already, kind of diving into this topic a little bit more. So what do you, I don't want to reveal everything, but what do you think there? That's
Oh my gosh. So you guys, he's also going to tell you about how to fire the ones that are sucking up your time, energy, that you don't need to be working with, right? Because that 80-20 rule, you've probably heard at one point or not in business, that, we many times get sucked into the trap of taking on clients because it's dollars. But then it ends up taking your time and energy that you're focusing on someone that you're never going to make happy. It's never going to be a right fit. Like, what does that look like and how can you tweak it? So very excited.
Let me talk about my next one, because it's me, right? So I should talk about that. I'm jumping in after that with a panel, and Jessica's lined up for me a group of students from the university there that's hosting the event, and what I'm excited about is we're gonna interview them about what they're doing, with an unfiltered theme, their conversation with that generation in college there, talking about brand loyalty, where they're spending time, how they're spending time, what is attracting them today. So if you want to hear from that emerging buying generation, right, that is buying stuff online on some of the maybe unique social media networks that you haven't experimented with as much, we're gonna find out directly from them. So kind of excited to kind of unpack what they do, how they go about it in some of their normal scrolling, clicking, buying behavior right there.
Absolutely, because studies now, like, why this matters, and there could be all the jokes about millennials that you want, Gen X, and all of those that are packed into it. But we need to pay attention because now they've outnumbered the baby boomers, the people that you think that you're trying to only go after that have the dollars, and they spend their money. There's hunters,
adopters.
They're gatherers, and they're people that don't give out their dollars easily. But when they go in, they go all in. They go all in and try to find out when you've stopped the scroll, they go all in. So it's unpacking that. So I'm super excited for that. Kind of moving into that a little bit even deeper now that we know where they're going. We'll be talking about how to build that trust currency. Like, how do you build brand equity and customer loyalty? What does that look like today, both for the customers that you have, and why are they going to refer you on? But there's a panel there with Troy Sandage. She's been to the event before. It's amazing. Christine Gritman, our own Jen Cole, and Dan Willis on that panel. So all the people that have worked with other clients. So they're working with clients. They see what works. So it's not just one brand kind of, here's what we do. It's like, here's what me working with all my clients, like what's worked, what hasn't, and sharing that transparently for everyone. So you're not guessing from there.
Yeah. And then that's kind of over the lunch hour. So we're keeping going. It's going to be active, that part. But to kick off the afternoon then, in high fashion, we got Brian Fanzo back, and Fanzo's going to bring it with Future Ready Your Business. And so this one is key in kind of laying out that where things are going, and he's going to bring the energy, he's going to bring the knowledge, he's going to bring it all and lay it down there before you. So that one's going to be awesome. And Brian Fanzo, as you know, if you don't know, is a global speaker, and we're privileged to have him come in again. Many of you saw him 2 years ago, so this is going to be great.
Yeah, he's been back. I think this is going to be like his fourth time. Speaking is always different, and there's a reason why I put him right after lunch. So you're going to be full and comfortable, and your brain's already going to be full of information. You're going to stay woke and really into it because that
space to drop stuff.
Exactly. So the AI and all these things that are here now and brands are using, like how it doesn't have to be scary, but how you can embrace it and integrate it. It doesn't need to make it less human with your brand. There's many tools that we're using it now to help us use AI in the parts that make sense to use it, that save us time. And then like scheduling tools and things like that, where you're not going back and forth, and it saves time and errors that way, but then more time to focus on the things that can't be automated with those conversations, right? And then I'm excited for the next one, Chad. He is a friend of the event as well as us, but he's going to be talking about unscripted, creating the content you didn't know you had. And I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. Mike, you're better at that because I know it, but I don't want to jack it up. So maybe.
Right. Well, I'm sometimes not necessarily good at it as well, but
Chad, I love you.
Yeah, Peterson. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you say it before on a live stream, and then I realized I've been saying it wrong for years. So, Chad, I love you. You're amazing. You're going to rock the house with your ideas. You're so creative. And just a personal kind of side note with this, we've been working with Chad on a show that we're going to be rolling out very, very soon at Now Marketing Group called Every Now and Them. And it's going to be very focused on those social media managers, talking about real issues that you face and getting to the heart of how to solve maybe some of those issues, or just a place to feel like therapy for you. But we'll be running that and launching that very soon. But Chad's really helped us with the story creating with it and making the show just polished and not amateur at all. Like, he's so creative. So I'm so excited to have him at the event.
Yeah. Followed up in the afternoon by Allie Boyd, the Unfiltered Business, how to make a big impact in a small business. And Allie's an author. She has had a lot of success herself in small business. And now I was trying to remember, was she on the show, or did we have her scheduled? Which one? We did the show with her?
I think we have her scheduled. I'm sorry. I was on her show. Yeah, we have her scheduled.
And she's, I think, coming up before the event, even, I think, if my schedule's right for our show here. So Allie is very gifted, and she is going to be, again, talking about how to make a big impact with your small business. She's specifically focused on that in a lot of her career, and has experience both from the getting it started phase, also from the coaching phase. And so, just a perfect mix that she'll bring in the afternoon.
And not fluff. I'm telling you, these people that we've just mentioned, like, it's not fluff. It is like real deal, straight to the point, which is great. Not something you're going to read in a blog post. So hopefully already so far, I know we're like not even through day one, you're hearing the things that are important now and moving into the future. That was the goal with today, not just to, of course, talk about the event, which hopefully, I would love to see all of you at the event, but to talk about the things that are important and why we're focusing on these topics. So hopefully you're jotting some of these things down of things to look into, right? And even the people that can help get you more information on that right now. You can always type recap into the comments here on Facebook, and that will send you the blog recap of exactly, again, what's going to be covered and some more info on that. If we've already, talked about it maybe in a show, or have a blog to it to help you unpack some of this, because I know it's a lot. Yeah, that's the goal of going through some of these. So moving into the next person that has been on Magnet Marketers as well, Candace Denise. I am such a fangirl of hers. And this was when you were on vacation, Mike, and I'm telling you, it was almost a good thing that you were on vacation, even though I missed having you. But I don't know if you would have been able to talk like the whole time, because I was like fangirling over her so much and just like, amen, amen, amen. But anyway, she's so awesome, but she's talking about unfiltered momentum, how to find flow in your creative process as you're creating some of these things, how to get into that creative mindset to make it stand out.
Yes. Now, looking forward to meeting her in person. Haven't yet missed, and was gone that show. So I think that again, you're bringing people from across the U.S., different places, different skill sets, but all in that same vein of bringing life, bringing energy, and bringing expertise with a giving mentality, a help and hope mentality. I think so. That's gonna be awesome. We've got, let's see, what's the next piece there is the other panel, right? We have Sarah Kelsey, Julie Riley, Jen Watson, Bella Vasta, right there. Look at that lineup, who have been in, a number of them already speaking in the past as well. Unfiltered leadership, how to lead during a crisis. So kind of getting into the depths of things. And I know that, Bella, for instance, has coached a ton of small businesses, and particularly through, COVID, how did they sustain themselves? How do they pivot? How do they keep the door open? So, obviously we've realized after that difficulties that so many of our businesses experienced at the beginning of COVID, how do we pivot? How do we lead a team in the midst of crisis? They're going to bring that. So we're very excited about that.
Yes. And I know I want to go quickly through day 2. So we end the day with day 1 on just Q&A for everyone, because you may have heard things and like, how do we implement it? So bringing all the speakers there to talk through that. And day 2, like we said, it's all about the how-tos now. And we start the day off, though, with just the mindset to get you in the mindset of what this looks like to implement. So Mark Boker, he's amazing. He's going to share his story on Unfiltered, how to take care of yourself so you can take care of your team and customers and get ready for this. And then Judy Fox, Unfiltered Future Voice in Marketing. So how do you use voice audio in your marketing? She's going to be right after that. And then I'll let you read through a couple of those, Mike, on day 2 if you want. And
Yep. Yeah, no, I think that, just Andy Crestandina, coming in Chicago area, and with his expertise, building better mousetraps, content-driven approach to conversion optimization. We'll talk about specific and detailed how you're going to do that. There he is going to be bringing that piece. Byron Ingram.
P.S. really quick with Andy, he's an SEO freaking genius. Yes. So that's what it's about, SEO.
That's what it's about. Yes, conversion optimization. So he's going to unpack. If you don't know what that's talking about, you will. Okay, it's coming, and he'll bring the goods on that. Later morning is Byron Ingram, maximizing your content creation efforts. So again, we know we want to be authentic, we want to be real, but it's and how do you do that? And on a regular basis, that's kind of your what you create, and so diving into that. And so much looking forward to that. So much looking forward to Jamie Cohen coming back with LinkedIn, especially as well. All kinds of great things.
Yeah. So real quick, Byron. So when it says expanding it's going to talk about how to repurpose and save you time. So how do you create something amazing, but then use it to create all kinds of things to really expand it. Messaging on LinkedIn, if you're that B2B, you're looking for business, that's Jamie's event or Jamie's topic. Yep. And then Tony Christensen, now team, is going to be talking about the real advantage, how to truly build and use Facebook ads. Yep. And then Brianna Anderson, she is brilliant. If you've not seen her on TikTok, you want to do so. Another creator that I just admire so much. All of them I do, but she's great. I've not met her in person, so super excited to do so. But she's talking about the social media glass ball and really how to use analytics. Now that we're talking about all the things to do, how can you use your analytics to read and tell the story on what's working and what to improve upon? So she's going to be sharing how to get all that information so you can have the best ROI in what you're doing. And we end the day with the table talks. Again, let's implement. Get some ideas. You got some knowledge on what's going to be really big to focus on. Now it's time to implement, or we'll have table talks on video creation, ads, as well as chatbots and creating audio content, expanding your content reach, like all the things. Seriously, we'll have table talks on that where you can head to that talk and table and really get your questions answered and start implementing your strategy. That's a lot to unpack, I know. Again, if you'd like to join us in person, though, for real, we'd love to see you. We'd love to have you experience this one-of-a-kind event and have you with us August 11th and 12th in Lima, Ohio, not Lima, Peru, but Lima, Ohio. And you can visit sociallima.com in order to do so. And there's still early bird tickets that you can get.
Yeah, just going to be a tremendous time, and particularly just with, it might be your first big in-person event coming back to again, and a great just environment to do that with, and to come away with, I think, a specific, ideas, strategies, and next steps that your business should be, wanting to get started and implementing with, so that you're relevant, you're current, and you're, working towards reaching that ideal client as you go forward.
Yeah, absolutely. All of this for under $200 right now, like even early bird, even saving more than that, that you can get. And that includes both days, your lunch, breakfast each day, networking, some swag, and so much more. So just a huge shout out to everyone that's already got a ticket, our community partners, Agora Pulse, freaking love you. Thank you so much for all your support and all you do. UNOH, thank you so much for all of your support hosting this venue. We try to keep it so inexpensive for everybody joining. This is the same type of event. It would cost a couple $1,000s when you go to other ones with this caliber of speakers and just layout and all that. Plus you get the swag and everything else. We wouldn't be able to do it. We would not be able to do this at all had it not be for the people that are willing to support us, rally behind what we're doing, and willing to, financially chip in, as well as my team willing to put in all the hours as this labor of love. It's not something we make money off of, but it's a labor of love that we just truly want to give back and really help these brands kind of prepare for the future. So just a quick thank you to all of you that have supported this event and are now choosing to support it. But again, Mike wants to feel excited when he sees you and get emotional in August.
I just believe I'm going to. You got to stick that message up from Lisa Monks there. Lisa, thank you for joining us all the way from Australia today. But coming together again, I think that it's going to be. I walk in there and see some of those folks that I see year after year, and I'm just like, my word, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So community, people, knowledge, strategy, information, all there. Truly great event. I got nothing in it, other than I love to attend. I'm a fan.
Thank you, Mike, for your kind words. And it's just something you keep coming back. And honestly, I can't wait to be able to pay speakers, but I can't pay him. He's right. He's doing that. I might owe him lunch now, but he doesn't get paid. Neither do the speakers. But so I'm so thankful for the speakers that travel and also give their time for this too. But again, love to have you. Visit sociallima.com if you're interested in signing up for the event or just learning more, and type in recap if you'd like the notes on what's important now and moving forward into the future in our blog recap. Thank you so much for tuning in with us this week for Magnet Marketers, a social training live, that Tuesday training. We love it. We will see you back here next week, Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, or whatever it is at your time zone. But until then, have a great rest of your week, everyone. Thanks
everybody. Take care.